Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video. Right?
All right, I'm back. Oh, girl. I could tell I'm still recovering from my body trying to catch a cold, girl, because I ate some soup, laid down for just a couple of minutes, girl, was knocked out. Lyric had to wake me up to get up here, girl, but I said I wanted to do this and get this done with. So, thank y'all for joining me for a impromptu Love and Marriage Huntsville reunion recap. Okay. Next week I will go back to talking about Bell Collective, and I will go back to these lives being members only. But I really wanted to talk about this specific episode with everybody because I feel like the people over there at Love and Marriage Huntsville, they just done lost their damn minds, and I want them to call us when they find it. Okay? I want y'all to call us when y'all find y'all damn mind. I am so sick and tired of seeing y'all perpetuate the subjugation of women through marriage, acting as if being married to a man is the only identity that a woman should have. I don't even like Tisha. Tisha works on my nerves, okay? But the scene of everybody, including Destiny's ass, which I low-key feel like you is being like, petty. Like you just finished dragging me, bitch. So now that everybody is jumping on your back, telling you that you need to go ahead and lay down your life and sacrifice your life like you Jesus fucking Christ for your family and Marceau. I couldn't believe Destiny was saying that shit. But I was like, you know what? It's probably because you sat up there and talked all that shit you talked. Okay? But let's go ahead and get into this. I want to start off with where the episode left off. Kimmy and Nell are going back and forth, and Kimmy calls Nell a bitch. Now, I don't know what type of psychosis we going through on Love and Marriage Huntsville, where Kimmy gets to go off on people and scream and holler at people and then turn around and tell them that they're talking too loud. So let's go back to the very beginning of the situation. Okay, so let's see. What do we want to go first? Because I had to pull up some old YouTube clips for this shit because y'all was making me upset. Okay, so this is the scene I'm about to play for y'all. So turn your listening ears on because I can't show it to you, girl. I can't show it to you. But turn on your listening ears because we're about to listen to a very passive-aggressive conversation between Nell and Letitia, where Nell tries to get to the bottom of why Letitia thought it was okay to run up in her husband's face, asking Chris what he said about Marceau making women sign NDAs. And this is no different than what Letitia did this season with Ken. That like dinner scene where they were all sitting at the table and Ken said, I heard some things about Marceau. And she says, what did you hear? What did you hear? 3-4 times asked that man what he heard. That was no different than you running up on Chris, desperately trying to get one of them to tell you something about your husband because you don't trust him, but you want to act like you do. If you really trusted him, you wouldn't be running up to people asking them to tell you what they've heard about your husband. It seems to me you are begging for somebody to give you confirmation that that nigga is cheating on you. That's what it seems like to me. This is the scene where Tisha and Nell have this conversation because y'all keep acting like Nell is the one that's always screaming and hollering, but Tisha is passive-aggressive as fuck, and it's exhausting. Wait a minute. Let me reconnect to the community. Hold up. Another moment where Letitia might have been a little too tip for these types of conversations. It's okay. You're fine. It's fake as fuck. Fake as fuck. Passive aggressive as shit. But it happened. And this is another moment where you refuse to take any accountability. You don't even know what he said. Y'all can't hear it? Oh, my bad. I thought y'all heard it. I thought y'all heard it. My bad. Hold up.
Chris, you're the center stage right here, Chris.
I don't report to Letitia.
What do you mean about the NDA? You said it.
And me and your husband have already talked about it.
I'm like, whoa, she's really on 100 right now.
I don't remember being on 100.
Well, I felt like he was on 100.
Okay, that's fine. You're entitled to your feelings.
Right.
You hear it?
I don't remember
The passive aggression?
getting into Chris' face like that, but I don't like the way she's talking to me right now.
So instead of it being about what you did in this moment, it's now about the way she's talking to you. So now we're about the tone police. Hello?
I mean, wow. I didn't expect for Nels to just get into it right here, but okay, let's go.
I don't remember being on 100, but I do remember the conversation. Because I remember Marcel was like, oh, well, we cleared it up. He said it was something, whatever. And I was like, that makes sense to me. I don't feel like it's okay what he said, how he said things. And that's the second time he said something about Marcel that I felt like was not okay.
When was the first time?
When Marcel met him in Georgia, in Atlanta, to go look at some commercial spots.
So here we go again about the Atlanta. Like, God.
Well, Marcel brought my husband's name up first. So maybe if he hadn't brought my husband's name up, then nothing would have been said about him.
Yes, because Marcel tried to use Chris as an alibi.
It's not about bringing a name up.
Yes, it is.
Well, I think Marcel said Chris actually took a selfie with him to prove to you.
So now you're saying that Chris had to prove to Nell that he wasn't cheating, but not the other way around? Not Marcel having to prove that he wasn't cheating to you by using Chris as a fucking alibi? Like, do you see how you just keep moving the goalpost?
That he was where he said he was.
That's not true. I was with Fletcher.
You was with him when Marcel had their meeting?
No.
I was in Atlanta, and Chris said, let's take a selfie, because he had to prove to you that he was with Marcel.
So you wanna give this air that you know more. You knew what the two husbands were doing, and she didn't know what her husband was doing. That's the air you're coming. So now we just being really an asshole about it.
This all started on the count of Marceau. They went to Atlanta Fish Market, got food. He brought me food back. I'm not with the making up bull. Now, what he did after that, I don't know. That's between him and her. I know what I was doing and what my husband was doing, period.
You guys have to take ownership. You have to take ownership. I'm taking ownership.
No,
you're not.
What am I not taking ownership
of? Marcel brought up his name first.
I said, I don't know.
And you're also not taking any accountability for coming in that man's face, asking him to provide proof to you. Girl, go talk to your husband.
Oh, who name on first?
Marcel said, you asked your husband where he was. And he said, I was with Chris Fletcher.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I went
What
to
do you mean,
Atlanta.
okay?
And yes, I went there with a friend. Well, I met a friend there. Me and this friend went out to dinner.
Who was we?
Me and Chris Fletcher.
So for him
What does it have to
to
do
say,
with what Chris
and he
said?
paused first, but you said this is not the first time my husband brought up your husband's name. And I said,
I didn't like what he
no,
said
right,
about Marcel.
but you said this is not the first time. And then
Yes.
he brought up the Atlanta situation. Marcel started that. That came from Marcel.
Okay, it doesn't matter who started it.
It doesn't matter as long as
Don't
to
give me-
you.
you don't have to get
You
sour
tell
with
me
me.
what I
I'm not-
gotta do.
Now, when did Nell get loud?
That's that
They continuously say she's loud when she's not.
talking about right there that she liked to do. She like to make you question yourself, like, am I raising my voice when I know I'm really not? I'm not doing no more than what she is.
Okay, so if you're not going to be respectful, then this conversation is going to end. Absolutely.
If you're not going to be respectful, this conversation is going to end as if she has the authority to just end the conversation. Bitch, you are delusional. You are running from accountability. This meeting is about you walking in that lady's husband's face on bullshit.
Children, okay?
And I'm not your child either.
You're absolutely correct.
So do you want to have a conversation now?
Do you want to have one?
Oh, Jesus.
That's all.
I hate the laughing. I hate the fake ass laughing. I hate it. I hate it so much.
There's company
Exactly. That's what I felt the other night.
So if you want
when
to have a
got in my husband's
conversation,
face.
if you want to have a conversation, we can talk. But if you're going to be loud with me and be
accountability.
disrespectful, I'm not going to
you.
have this conversation with you.
You've been disrespectful. You was disrespectful when you got in my
So
husband's face.
I'm not having this conversation. When you're ready to talk to me, hit me back up, girl.
Oh, girl, we ain't got to talk.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely not about to have a yelling match in here with you. Like, this is a place that I have meetings at with parents of my kids.
Yeah. No, this wasn't on, but we're going back because they're lying. They're sitting there on the reunion and they're talking about these moments and lying about them. Okay? So we heard that, right? Tisha says that she holds back things that she knows about Chris to Nell. So she told Nell. Because this conversation started about Tisha getting in Chris' face and that causing an issue. At the reunion, Kimmy and Tisha are acting like Nell and Tisha did not have an issue. This is the scene where you see they have a fucking issue. Was this not an issue? This was an issue. Okay? This is to prove that they're lying. Okay? Tisha says they want to shoot stuff at me and then get mad when I say something back. Destiny asks, who you talking about? Am I included in that? And Tisha's like, did you bring my husband up? Did you say something about my husband? And it's like, yeah, well, yeah, I did. But after you said all the shit that you said, nobody actually comes for you first. And that's the part that really, really works on my nerves with Tisha. Rewriting history so that she's always the victim and never has to be accountable for how she starts shit with people because she's insecure in her marriage. They keep ignoring what Tisha and Marceau did to start the issue with Chris and Nell. Tisha keeps saying she didn't know it was an issue. Do y'all really believe that Tisha didn't know it was an issue after I just played that clip? The fuck? Kimmy jumps in. What did I say? She hopped on to Nell's issue with Tisha. Nell felt like they ganged up on her. They did gang up on her. Matter of fact, let's go to that scene.
Nell, you said, keep my name out your mother mouth.
And I said why I said it.
And it made it something. Don't act like we're trying to make your
said
problem.
I said why I said it.
I know Trish is in the middle of it. I know she's in the middle of it.
But when I hear the ladies outside going at it, I instantly know that it's probably Tisha and Nell. So I'm making a beeline over there. I've been thinking about it all night, and I'm going out there to make sure that my wife is calmed down and separated.
I'm not saying
We don't have to talk about my problem. Each and every one here got their
You don't have to
problems.
yell at us, though. We're
I'm not yelling. I'm doing what everyone else is doing, okay? Do you expect me not to say nothing?
Let's go back for a second.
Nell, you said, keep my name out your mother mouth.
And I said why I said it.
And it made it something. Don't
And
act like we're trying to make your
said
problem.
why
I
said why I said it.
Kimmy, are you not loud? Are you not loud, Kimmy? You're loud.
Everyone else is doing, okay? Do you expect me not to say nothing?
And at this point, Nell is talking to Tisha, and here's Kimmy. Nell, do you think it's okay the way you're talking to me? Do you think it's okay that both of y'all need to have a conversation with me at the same fucking time?
You yelling at us.
Do you think I'm talking to you like you're talking to me?
You're yelling at us. You're yelling at us. Girl. They're tone policing because they can never deal with when somebody comes to them straight up and backs them down. They always like to rewrite history. They can't back Nell down the way they would like to. And so then they start tone policing.
What y'all think y'all doing here?
What y'all think y'all doing here?
Hang up on me?
Oh, Jesus. Victim.
I didn't say you.
Victim.
I didn't say you.
And Tisha, victim. She thinks because she's laughing that it's not being taken with the maliciousness that is meant.
I'm strictly talking about 1.0 and 2.0. Because I didn't see this coming from you. Like, really?
Hey, listen, let's not overreact.
Hey, Nell, let me tell you something.
What is this? Oh, hell,
I dump your ass in that pool. You keep hollering at me.
So I'm so confused about how. Let's go back for a second. Cause what did Nell say that made you feel like telling her you wanted to throw her in the fucking pool was appropriate? Let's go back.
Overreact.
Hey, Nell, let me tell you something.
Oh, hell,
I dump your ass
from you. I didn't see this coming from you. Like, really?
Hey, listen.
I didn't see this coming from you. Like, really? What I think happened in that moment is that y'all like to make people seem like the bad guy, but when they flip it on you and make you feel like you're actually the disappointing one in the moment, then you get all triggered and shit, right, Kimmy? Now somebody's screaming at you.
Listen, let's not overreact.
Hey, Nell, let me tell you something.
Oh, hell,
I dump your ass in that pool. You keep hollering at me. You Nell, keep hollering at me. Keep hollering at me.
Oh, hell,
I dump your ass in that pool. You keep hollering at me. Tell you something. You Nell. Keep hollering at me. Keep hollering at me. Keep hollering at me. Keep hollering at me. I'm not your child.
You won't dump me, no. I show you who again.
Why you talk to people like that? You didn't just told this lady you was gonna throw her in the pool because she was asking y'all what the fuck is the problem and why y'all think y'all can gang up on her, right? Y'all are all raising your voices and you tell her that you gonna throw her in the pool, which escalates the situation to y'all standing up on one another, and then you got the nerve to say up out of your mouth what is wrong with her?
I show you who again.
Why do you talk like that?
Why you talk like that? I only threatened you with physical violence. Why are you mad at me? I did not threaten you. You didn't? You didn't?
Telling you to stop yelling at my
Stop yelling at me.
She didn't.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. And Trisha, maybe if Kimmy's coochie wasn't in your mouth, you would have saw that. I don't know.
You the only person yelling.
She's the only person yelling. And now y'all get everybody to agree that Nell was the only person yelling. That's not what I heard. Is that what y'all heard?
I don't know what the issue is with Nell and everybody. Like, I just don't
Now we don't know what the issue is with Nell and everybody.
know. Like, at the end of the day, Nell just need to learn how to talk to people.
Destiny needs to learn how to be a better friend. Nell needs to learn how to talk to people. Everybody needs to learn something but y'all. Everybody needs to learn something but y'all. Like Nell said, Kimmy hopped on her issue with Tisha. Nell felt that they were ganging up on her. I don't give a fuck what they say. They do gang up on people. You were ganging up on her. Why does anybody have to have a fucking argument with the both of y'all at the same time about an issue with one of y'all? Kimmy, go sit your ass. Don't you love being around the men? Go find your nigga when Tisha is having an issue with somebody. Go find your man. Miss, I don't like girl trips. Go find a nigga or something. Kimmy starts crying about how she was triggered. And you could tell that Carlos likes certain people more than others because he offers them an out. And he offered her an out when we start talking about, oh, Kimmy was triggered because of her dad. I'm so sorry, girl. Nobody cares. We don't care. We don't care. Because, we need to understand tone and how it affects Kimmy. Girl, but you could tell a bitch you gonna throw her in a pool, sit up there talking about I didn't threaten you. Girl, what is wrong with you? Carlos then goes to Tisha and Destiny saying he wants them to work it out. Destiny says, move along. Tisha says, well, Destiny is 42, 43 years old, too old to be taught how to be a good friend. Tisha says that she was a rider for Destiny, but she can't do it for someone who doesn't do it for her. Yeah, you can. You do it with your husband. Yes, you can. Maybe you mean you don't have any more room because you're so busy, abandoning yourself for your husband and letting a whole bunch of stupid motherfuckers tell you that you should lose yourself in a marriage. The fact that y'all even asked Martell's abusive, narcissistic ass for his advice on a marriage is insane to me. What the fuck is going on down there to the Love and Marriage Huntsville? That man was, from what I understand, that man was supposed to be at court, but instead was at a reunion show and you asking him for fucking advice on something when it comes to family? He can't give nobody no advice on no family. Backstage, Kimmy is at, why did Nell get upset? Y'all are the most, like, annoying people I have ever seen on television. Like maybe not, I might be gassing it a tad bit, but there is nothing more aggravating than watching you start shit with somebody and then act like you're a victim. And y'all both did that when it came to Nell. And then Tisha tells Kimmy to stop being so nice. All right, so we're clear that y'all want to be some mean bitches. Got it. On stage, Nell says that they gaslight you and you not about to hush me. And I appreciate Nell for speaking up for herself. I appreciate Nell for getting rowdy and matching energy every fucking time. Because who the hell do you think you talking to? We get into the NDAs of it all. Marceau says that you can't get someone to sign NDAs for indiscretions. I don't know why we did not correct him, because that's a lie. I just saw Lil Zane and Ashley on divorce court, all right? And apparently you can't make bitches sign NDAs so that they don't tell that they've been fucking you. Girl, Ashley just as dumb did a. Oh, girl, I hope you get something financial out of it. But sometimes money ain't enough, girl. Money ain't enough to have a nigga playing on my nervous system like Lil Zane. The fuck? Lil bitty ass just hopping all over my nerve endings. Hell the fuck nah. But Marceau is lying. And then what Marceau intended to do was to gaslight Martell to kind of like antagonize Martell into an argument so they wouldn't have to talk about this Vegas trip. And so they wouldn't have to talk about the NDAs. He says, Martell is stupid and only stupid people get folks to sign NDAs. And I'm like, I don't know why you're speaking in generalizations like that, but you're not convincing anybody. To me, this sounds like a way for you to distract from you actually having to be accountable. Also, I pay attention to the way that people answer questions. You're not saying, no, I didn't get anybody to sign a NDA directly. Like, you keep saying other things, but it's never like a direct no. I always feel like I can find a loophole in there somewhere for you to say I didn't exactly lie because I said it this way. Playing semantics. Martell says, well, let's talk about Vegas in the room and the girl that y'all was with. Because if y'all recall, Martell and his side chick, Ariane, did an interview with this, alleged pass around that went on a Vegas trip that Marceau had flown out and him and his brother shared. That's nasty as fuck. But apparently incestuous relationships between children and family members is, a normal occurrence here in America. Because please understand, you and your brother sharing a bitch is some very incestuous, weird ass shit. You trying to act like a woman is an object, like a pocket pussy, doesn't change the fact that you and your brother, seemingly, based on what Martell said, were having sex with the same woman at the same time. Y'all niggas are gross. That's what Martell said. I don't know. It may not be a fact, but that's what Martell said. And I believe Martell right now. I don't always believe him because he's a straight up ass liar. But I do believe when it comes to throwing you niggas under the bus, he does enjoy doing that because it proves that y'all are just as bad as he is. Even though y'all get to keep y'all wives, y'all are just as bad as he is. And if he can lie or tell the truth in order to make somebody look just as bad as he does, he will do that. He will do that, okay? They don't want to answer questions about the Vegas trip. Marceau says it's ridiculous. Then they want to turn it into, why is Martell worrying about their dick? This was another Carlos. What's happening here? Why are you even asking Martell if he knows what this man's dick looks like? You don't need to know what somebody's dick looks like in order to know that they're having sex in a room. And it's almost like you're trying to say, if you're worrying about my dick, you're gay. And the fact that you, Carlos, a gay man, didn't bring any attention to that and just kind of went along with it. Martell, do you know what his dick looks like? Does it have vitiligo on it? referencing Michael Jackson. Referencing Michael Jackson. And what that child, that Jordan Chandler child, said about seeing vitiligo spots on that man's penis. I don't know why he wanted to draw reference to that at this time, but that's what the fuck Carlos said. I don't know why. It felt like a deflection, but even more so, it felt creepy. Why are we talking about this? This was something that Maurice was saying to make it seem, to back you up off of him. Basically, I'm going to tell you that you're gay because you're worrying about my dick, because I want you to stop talking about the fact that I'm possibly cheating on my wife. Mendices did the same thing to, who did Mendices do that to last season, y'all? Who he kept saying was Kirk? Did he say Kirk and Rashida kept bringing up his penis? Yeah, it's all very weird. Carlos asked if people believe that they cheated in Vegas. Everybody believes it except for their wives. And it seems to me that their wives would lie to save face. They would never admit that these men are cheating on them or that they believe these men are cheating on them, because not only is it embarrassing for them, they have to protect the image. They have to protect the lie. And that's why, Kimmy's chin is always in the air, because she's pretending to have more integrity than she actually has. So she shows it in her physical body to overcompensate for the integrity that she isn't showing here. And Tisha disassociates. I don't know how many times they put the camera on Tisha's face and she's staring into the abyss. Then Carlos asks, does Maurice have a unique penis? And Kimmy says that it curves to her perfectly. And I'm like, and them other bitches that he likes to fuck. Like, I don't know what woman you think because sometimes it feels like when women talk like that, there's some side chick out there that they're trying to make jealous. Like, girl, don't nobody want to hear that. And don't nobody think that I don't want to think about Maurice having sex with anybody, to be honest. I don't want to think about it because, for one, he's not really attractive. And for two, he made you have sex when you were going through cancer treatments. And nothing about that feels like good dick. Nothing about that. It feels like short dick and a piss out of bitch, okay? It feels like, oh my God, like, I can't wait for this to be over. 5 minutes, over. Until, unless he then took something and he won't act like your coochie is, some goddamn receptacle. Maurice says that he was arrested after leaving the hospital. Oh yeah, let's get to that scene. Let's hear originally what was said. But Maurice says he was arrested after leaving the hospital at 4 a.m. He went to the hospital and then got out of the hospital and was processed and arrested by noon. Kimmy says that she woke up at about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and realized that he wasn't home, and she went back to sleep. She wasn't worried about him. He do, be outside, so she don't be worrying about it. Nell says that it must be common. Kimmy says it's not. And then turns around and says, well, I've said since season 1 that they like to be out till 2 a.m. and I don't like it. I've been transparent. Actually, I've never heard you say that. I've never heard you say that before. And if you were being transparent, why are you acting like it's not a common occurrence while saying it's a common occurrence? And I've said it before. You need to pick a fucking side, because you're confusing as hell. Let's listen to when they first had this conversation after that nigga got arrested.
Cold, Macy.
Hey.
What up, though?
You still sniffling?
Yeah, man.
Aw. That's all right.
I've never had any encounters with the police, so this is all brand new.
How you doing?
How are you doing?
This isn't ask a question, answer a question. This is, I'm asking you. Mm-hmm. I wasn't where you were. I wasn't in your shoes. I wasn't in your position. Like, it's different.
You know the hardest thing
of
the whole thing?
What?
Is making a phone call to you. I know you're my life partner and you're my love, but at the end of the day, that's a phone call I never thought I'd have to make.
I understand.
And the worry that I'm sure you had to go through and everything else, and then you get the phone call, hey, Maurice, I've been arrested. This is the situation. Can you come bail me out?
Well, once I heard your voice, it took the worry out, Because, I went down my timeline. And in my timeline, you'd be ready to go to bed.
Right.
And so I honestly thought you had gone to work. And you were at work and you fell asleep at work.
So you thought when you woke up and didn't see him that he went to work and was just asleep at work. Why would he be at work? Y'all had just came back from partying. Why would he go straight to work?
So I went by the office, and then when you weren't asleep at work, I was like, I just wasn't sure where you were. And so it's very weird.
So you got up out your bed and you went looking for him, but you acted like you didn't.
It was a weird call, a weird situation. I always worry about whether or not you're gonna always be 100% forthright.
So you're saying to him, I worry that you're going to lie to me.
What do you mean?
Like, sometimes I feel like that what you give me is to protect me. Like, I can't.
That sounds like a very, you're trying to appease his ego. So instead of saying, I think you lie to me, you say it like, I think you're trying to protect me, right? Because if you say straight out, I think you like to lie, he's going to get defensive. So you have to make it sound like, and this is like how exhausting the gymnastics of having to talk in a way so that he doesn't get defensive so that you can get the desired outcome, right? And it's walking on eggshells so that you can have an honest conversation with a motherfucker that just got arrested for drunk driving and his ass should have been home. But instead of talking to him like a woman that knows she has some power in her household and this nigga just fucked up, you talking to him like you trying to, you trying to coax it out of him. You're fawning. We would like for you to fight right now, but you're fawning.
Help what I don't know.
I don't know if, I don't really know if you can help me like through this. Like,
so I'm not going to tell you what you want to know because she tried to frame it in the same way, right? Telling me is going to help me help you. Well, you can't really help me, so there's no reason for me to tell you anything. That way you don't get the answers to where the fuck I was and why I got arrested and all of that.
honestly, just you being there, picking me up, that was help enough. That was for real. Like, this is something it's all brand new, so I don't know what to expect. I've never dealt with anything like this, so.
Normally, in most of our situations, I tend to read a lot more into the situation than sometimes is necessary. And then there's some times where I think he might be thinking about a situation, but yeah, he don't really say it on the outside. However, at the end of the day, I'm there for him when he needs me. He's there for me when I need him. That's what marriage is. That's what you're supposed to do.
Rationalizing him lying to you and just kind of, as long as we're watching out for each other.
And I trust the process.
What process is that?
Trust the process.
There's gonna be a lot of people that are disappointed, not just because it happened to me.
What fucking process?
And
they ain't got no process.
That, for whatever reason, I may have let them down from who I am or whatever. As far as public opinion, I've already been convicted. So you're not innocent until proven guilty. You're guilty until proven innocent. A lot of people are gonna be disappointed because they're not gonna have answers. Like, this is an ongoing case.
Dude, you were drunk driving.
And anybody with any sense knows that anything that I say can and will be used against me.
I hate all his coercive, control, manipulative speak.
But I really do appreciate the fact that, you're there for me.
You sat down trying to get answers and that nigga told you, that's okay, Kimmy. Thank you for picking me up. Don't worry your pretty little head about it. And now you sit there taking deep breaths and trying to swallow your pride because that's what your husband makes you do. And then let's go over here, okay? Shout out to What's Happening because they had this online. Let's go and get this.
Had the camera on trick, but take a look at the video.
This was the day after, right?
In the comments below.
Hey, man, I told you he finna get out. I told you he finna get out. Bring my nigga Reese. Bring my nigga Reese. Bring
But we were supposed to take it so seriously, right? It was supposed to, like, we were supposed to be so scared that he was really hurt because he was in a hospital.
Everything to them is always a big joke, and this is exactly why nobody takes them serious. But Wanda J. Blige was there, and now to
Free my nigga Reed!
Funky Dineva.
Free my nigga Reed!
Y'all remember this?
Everybody want to know how the fuck you get booked at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. They say you was still out. Hey, this is what I gotta tell y'all. Y'all have to let the wheels adjust. He wore the same shit he had on the night before. Free my nigga Reed! Free my nigga Reed!
Now, so I guess the word for the night was release. As we see here, Maurice is holding a bottle of liquor, and
went right back out the next night and got fucked up. And this is what Melody was talking about when she said about how she had family members. I think she said her grandmother passed away from a drunk driver, and when she tried to hold him accountable for how he plays a part in that by, you know, drunk driving, the nigga got mad. Y'all remember when Kimmy went off on Mel about this shit? Y'all remember?
He was drinking last night. I hope he had a ride. But take a look at the rest of this video.
So now we're drinking even more. So you mean to tell me you had a concussion and it was the smartest thing for you to do was to then drink and party right after? Right. Hold up, let me see. Okay, I think that was all of the ones that I wanted. No. I think I wanted to find I guess I didn't save it. There's this old clip from a reunion when Nell, I'm sorry, not Nell, when Kimmy and Tisha had got into it. Kimmy and Tisha got into it. And it's the exact same, y'all, it's low-key the exact same conversation. It's the exact same conversation that I feel she's having with Destiny. Kimmy's having, Tisha's having with Destiny. Let me see if I can find it.
So you two are obviously
with Melody during a time when they were at Discord was a problem.
Mel was trying to destroy my marriage.
Okay, let's be clear.
She was starting rumors. She was sending stuff to bloggers. Kimmy know every single thing
and
she
I got
did.
a lot of stuff that I can say that you did, Tisha.
I didn't do it. I didn't do anything,
Okay, that's
Mel.
fine.
If you don't want to take ownership, Mel,
no,
that's the past.
I did not take ownership.
I'm just answering the question. What I expected from my friend and my sister.
I have had conversation with both of them in her face and in her face, and asked Melody at the time they were having their issues to stop talking about stuff. She knows that in her face.
That was the one time at Gatlinburg when Mel was like, your
no,
husband slept
it
with
was
my
more than
friend.
one time.
Like,
no, it was more than one time. It was more than one time. So stop, because it was more than one time.
I don't know the other time.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do, because I'm about to help you. Because it's on TV. Because it was more than one time.
I don't know the other time.
It was more than one time. No, it was more than one time. It was in her face.
That was the one time at Gatlinburg when Mel was like, your husband slept with my friend.
It was more than one time. No, it was more.
Mel was like, your husband slept with my friend. So did Mel say that Marceau slept with one of her friends and we missed that?
More than one time. It was more than one time. So stop, because it was more than one time.
I don't know the other time.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do, because I'm about to help you. Because it's on TV, so pipe down.
Pipe down. Some of the same language, y'all. This is a reunion from how many years? 4 years ago. Some of the same fucking language.
Don't talk to me like that. I'll calm down and let you hear what you. I mean, let you say
Tisha, just stop talking. That's the problem. You talk so much.
Yo, don't it sound exactly the same as when Kimmy was talking to Nell?
Listen to what somebody's trying to tell you.
For here on out. Go ahead, Kimmy.
Golly.
Okay.
One time was in Gatlinburg. The other time was on Melody's back porch. They had a conversation about they both was lying. Tisha said, well, can we just stop telling the lies? Melody says yes. I said, so we're not going to say stop telling lies. Whether you think it's true or not, can you just stop talking about it? I said that in her face.
I remember that.
And I
I
said
remember
that
that.
in her
We had a
face.
moment.
But because y'all didn't play it on TV, some kind of way, I don't never check mail.
Do you?
But if it did.
And in this moment, Tisha is wanting the same thing from Kimmy that she wanted from Destiny with Nell. Choose my side. Pick my side. Fight this person for me like my mom usually does. My mom is usually the person that I call to come and fight my battles. I can't really bring my mom on a show like that no more. So in these moments, I'm going to need my friends to take the role of my toxic mother and fight on behalf of me. If not, they're not my real friend.
This is why I say on TV, I just don't think I can live up to her expectation.
It's not an expectation.
It's-
I
yeah,
go
it's a
hard for my
completely an
friends.
expectation.
I go hard for my
You
friends.
feel like
and
you
I
go
expect
hard
the
for
same
Kimmy
thing.
and Kim doesn't go
That's
hard for
a
you.
lie.
I go hard
All of it's
for all
a
of my
lie.
friends, and I expect the
All
same
of it's
thing
a
from
lie.
my
I've
friends.
given you
When I
27
need
examples
them.
since I met Tisha. She does not go hard.
When have I not went hard for you, Kimmy?
When have you, Tisha?
Ooh.
When Maurice proposed, you instantly, I want to throw this for you, I want to do that for you. I was a great friend. You didn't have to ask me
Tisha,
for
and
anything.
ain't
You
nobody
didn't have to
say
do
that you
anything.
didn't
So what I'm
plan
saying, when I
my
need my
bridal
friends to
shower.
be there for
It's the exact same conversation. It's unreal.
me, I needed you at that moment, and you wasn't there, and I said that to you, but you want to
And
be
Tisha,
defended.
for
to
what
me, oh,
you
Tisha's
want-
spoiled. I
You are
apologize.
spoiled.
Are you spoiled?
I am spoiled, yes. But I've been called all type of now. I can
I
say
think her grandmother must have been trying to make up for where her mom lacked, which is why she's spoiled to some degree.
things about them on the show. I've never called them out of
Tisha,
their
oh my
name
God.
or
The only
anything.
reason I ever said anything about you is because I listened for a whole season about you and your mama dragging me. And
No,
I didn't
you
say
listened
nothing
to
about
me.
you,
I didn't
your
drag
bad
you.
attitude, or
And
your
then when
selfishness.
my mama said something about
And it's
you, I
driving me
defended you
crazy
then,
because
too.
I've
Every
waited
time.
a long
Hold on,
time.
Tisha, baby. Hold on a
Yes,
second.
absolutely.
One thing about Kimmy is, regardless if you're a friend or foe, she knows the difference between right and wrong. Is Tisha too immature to handle the conversations that you really want to have with her?
I'm not going to use the word immature. I think, Tisha, that's just not the world that she lives in.
I don't like them being like this. And that's because I saw them, when I met them, I saw them in a much, much better space.
Well, let me ask you this. Is Tisha the type of woman you would be friends with if y'all weren't related?
No.
No, because I don't have that kind of energy. I just don't in life.
Does it break your heart to hear that?
No, I mean, that's how she feels. That's how she feels. If she wouldn't be my friend, we don't have to be friends. We can just be family. We can keep it moving
I'm
like that.
saying, I mean, you see the
Family
whole
cannot
energy. We
talk.
can't be friends. We'll be friends.
You said no. So I'm replying to what you
It was a
said.
hypothetical question.
You said that. But my thing
I
is, as
understand.
a friend, if a friend tell you, hey, you hurt me, or I expected you to be here for me in this moment, and if you can't be like, okay, girl, you know, I'm sorry, I dropped the ball, or whatever, you have to come back at me to tell me how I should have felt, then no, I wouldn't want a friend like that either.
That pains me to hear that, and that's coming straight from my heart. And it's my hope that you two can find your way. And I understand what happens when family gets involved, especially your mother, who has very strong convictions about Kimmy. But when we get back, speaking of mothers, we're going to bring...
Yeah. So I just wanted to run some of those old clips back for you guys so that we could be clear, because they didn't do a good job of that at this reunion show. Okay? It was a lot of flying over shit and letting people lie on stage without bringing up any fucking receipts to the contrary. Okay? So let's get back into this reunion. Tisha says that she doesn't have a home that is a place of peace for her. We get into now it's time to feel sorry for Tisha. And it's annoying because after she just finished doing all of this bullshit, you really don't want to feel sorry for her. But as a woman that lives in this patriarchal bullshit, misogynistic, sexist ass, fucked up system, this backwards ass system, it is so triggering to hear a whole group of people tell a woman that she needs to accept what she's been given and she should be grateful for it. The lady said, I don't have a place of peace. He keep talking about this fucking house that you still haven't completed. I need you to understand that things you haven't done don't count. Keep talking about I worked my ass off and I worked my feet to the bone and I'm out here, hunting to bring food back to my family. Nigga, you need to stop living in delusional la-la land. When men talk in euphemisms as if they actually have to go out there and kill meat in order for us to eat, You have to stop listening to them. They're not in reality with you. They're in the invention of how they view themselves as a man. Tisha said at the very fucking beginning, the home is not a place of peace. It's uncomfortable and it's small. So he's not doing his job as a husband. I don't know why y'all think the life he's provided. What fucking life has he provided her because she got an expensive purse and a little ass house? What has he provided Tisha? Please tell me, what has Marceau provided for Tisha? Melody provided more for Tisha and Marceau than Marceau has provided for Tisha and Marceau. Martell and Melody provided more for the two of them than they've been able to accomplish for their fucking selves as far as I'm concerned, because I don't see how y'all's business is so successful if we never see Marceau finish a project. Y'all still don't have a house after all of these years. She still don't have an office after all of these years. Did he finally finish Kimmy's spot after all of these years? Did y'all ever get past all of those issues y'all was having with licensure and all of that shit in Huntsville because they was giving y'all a hard time at Black and y'all had to close down? It's not giving that Marceau is actually showing up the way y'all say he's showing up. It's given he's able to craft the image based on this reality show and nothing else. That lady is not comfortable. That lady don't have a nice house. She doesn't have the things y'all are telling her that he's providing for her in order for her to just sit the fuck down, swallow her pain, and do what she want, do what he wants her to do. Also, there are a lot of people that keep saying that, it's somewhat Tisha's fault because she doesn't know what she wants to do. She don't have to know what the fuck she want to do. The only thing she needs is a partner that's going to be supportive. But the lady got 2 masters and was able to take his broken business from in the red to in the black. Something tells me that she has some value when you're ready to use her. But when it's time to get her up out of there because you don't want her privy to whatever the fuck you might be doing when she's at home, we got to act like Tisha isn't really doing anything for the business. Because what have you done for me lately? Nigga, I own 51% of the stock. That's what I done for you lately, nigga. I own 51% of the business. Because I bought Martell out. That's how. Now, yes, Tisha is responsible for her own life, and Tisha refuses to take responsibility for her own life because she likes to be a victim. She's been infantilized. Marceau likes to infantilize her. And y'all got to recognize that sometimes people don't want you to be a better spouse. They like you being a terrible spouse because that means they can get away with the shit that they're doing. Y'all really sat up there in the comments talking about, I understand what Marceau is saying. I understand what he's saying. Like, you don't listen, Tisha. Man, please. All that fake ass crying and all of that manipulative, emotional bullshit that Marceau gave y'all on that stage, I told y'all, as soon as they started going to therapy, Marceau just learned how to lie better. He learned how to have a soft tone when he's talking so that y'all think that he's actually growing. And on this reunion show, staring into the abyss, trying to squeeze tears out of his fucking eyes that were not there so that y'all can make him a victim. So Tisha can just, Tisha, baby, you just need to swallow your pride and just, enjoy the life that your husband's giving you. It's not good enough to be Marceau's wife. No, it's not. Because just being a wife is not good enough for anybody. Just like you being a husband is not good enough for you. If that was the case, you would be a better husband. Your wife would have a home she was comfortable with. Your wife wouldn't have to ask you questions about where you've been and what you've been doing. You wouldn't play mind games with her and not answer the questions so that you could have her on her tippy toes, all nervous and anxiety filled, because as long as she is not solid, she can't make solid decisions for herself. And there are a lot of women out there that can't seem to understand this. We was going back and forth about this in the comments. When somebody is playing with your mind on a regular basis, it is very hard to find your footing in what you want and what you need because you're always being inundated with somebody else's wants, wishes, and pressure. The reason why Tisha can't figure it the fuck out is because nobody supports her in doing so. Nobody says, Tisha, whatever you want to do, babe, go do it. I don't care how many times she start and don't finish some shit. Sometimes a bitch life is an art studio full of half-finished projects and you gonna let me have it. The fuck? That lady gave that nigga 3 children, helped him stabilize his business, and still looks good. That lady did what the fuck she was supposed to do. I don't know why y'all want her to still be a stay-at-home mom when one of her children is in college, the other one is in high school, and the other one is 11 years old and doesn't need somebody always on top of her all the time. Tisha has the time now to do whatever the fuck she wants to do, and you just don't want to make it easy for her because you don't want her to have her own life. You want her to be a weakling because that makes you feel strong, Marceau. She can't be smart. She can't be in control because then you'll make her feel bad about it. Oh, you don't need me. You want to be an independent woman. Y'all act like y'all have not watched Marceau for years. Every time that lady tried to get a foot up, every time she tried to do anything, here he come with all of the doubt. Here he come with all the, Tisha, I don't think you should do that, Tisha. Talking to her stupid. Talking to her like she's a fucking child that needs permission to do whatever she wants to do with her life. She allows him to do this to her. But a lot of Southern women, a lot of women, period, y'all grow up being told that a man is the head of a household. And that's what they was talking on this episode. And I don't know how a nigga who you had to help his business succeed because it was in the red, I don't know how you gonna let a nigga you had to help make the money he make now. I don't know how you could let him handle you like you a child. When it's obvious he would not have the life he has if he didn't have a wife like you. That's crazy. That's crazy. The only reason I do feel sorry for Tisha in this setting is because it is an extreme, intentional, concerted effort to raise women up to be exactly like Tisha. Confused, searching for something but can't find it because there's a nigga there making sure that you are confused and stressed out and don't feel supported. And now you have to wonder if he's cheating on you. So now you can't even think about the shit you would have been thinking about otherwise. The psychological abuse that is happening in these people's marriages is a part of the reason why they're acting the way they do. Kimmy, even though Kimmy has always had her pick-me tendencies, y'all heard the way Kimmy was talking to Tisha 4 years ago. She's not even that person anymore. Do you know why? Because Maurice does a lot of psychological abuse in their relationship. And after somebody has been playing with your concept of the truth, when they consistently play with you, what's actually happening, they play with reality so that they can get out of accountability. They play with your mind. Y'all, that is abuse, and it means the person is not actually clear. They're not clear because somebody's always fucking with their perception of reality. Maurice and Marceau, I don't know where they learned it from because their daddy was in jail. So I don't know where the fuck they learned to be this psychologically abusive to women. But my God, do they have it down pat. They have it down pat. Kimmy can't even defend herself against Tisha. Kimmy can't even show up to this reunion and say the same fucking thing that she just said 4 years ago at another reunion when she was in the exact same chair and the exact same situation. She couldn't even speak honestly because she's been beaten down so much. You can't tell me that Maurice has not had many a conversation making sure that Kimmy knows to fall in line with the Scotts and the Scott family. And even if that means going along with Tisha's bullshit, just do it, babe. Just do it, babe. We have to be a united front. Just do it, babe. I promise you that lady has been getting pressure from that nigga to go along with Tisha and her bullshit. That's why she's sitting up there acting like half of the woman that we met. Because psychological abuse is extremely damaging to a person's psyche. It just is. And I get tired of y'all watching all these fucking Lifetime movies. Y'all watch all of these TV shows. Y'all see all of this shit that go down. Y'all watched all these Tyler Perry movies, and you can't seem to understand how psychological abuse affects how a person thinks, how they act, how they process information, how they feel about themselves, which means they can't always stand up for themselves the way we as the public would like them to. Because the fear has been created. And it's in here, and it's in here. Them niggas are in here. You let them fuck you? Now they dick juices on your brain, bitch. You can't even think straight. So she says Marceau pushed her out of the business. He did. She doesn't know what he needs because he doesn't tell her. He doesn't want her to be involved in the business. He just wants her to shut up and let him run everything. If she gonna let him do that, she's gonna have a lot of regrets in her life. But to me, this will be the time for you to go ahead and create some separation and just do whatever the fuck you want to do and let Marceau feel however he gonna feel. But I know it takes a lot of strength to do that. Carlos asked Marceau why he pushed Tisha out. And he said because Tisha isn't dedicated for 2,080 hours a week. He says that she has PTA meetings and, she's supposed to be making decisions for the business, but she can't because she has to do something with the kids. So you mean to tell me as the husband and the wife, y'all both own the business. You mean to tell me that you could not orchestrate meetings at least once a month around your wife's schedule so she can know what's going on, so that if she can get in where she fit in and help you out with certain things. Also, she doesn't need to be a part of your business for you to complete the fucking office you promised her. What's so hard about doing what you said you were going to do? You can't tell somebody to stop reminding you about something that you've been taking years to do that should have took you a few months. You're purposefully not finishing her office so you could use it as a carrot to manipulate her with. Marceau says she's saying that all the businesses are mine and she wants her own thing. It's not good enough to just be my wife, but she lacks motivation. And he has to hunt to kill to eat. Y'all let that nigga go on and on and on and on with that bullshit he was saying up out of his mouth. Then he gonna tell her she can't be a stay-at-home mom and a boss. I said, why the fuck not? Why the fuck not? Why can't she? Why can't she? She can own a business and be a stay-at-home mom. People do it all the fucking time. What are you talking about? You just don't want her to. That's how y'all have to know it's not just about him trying to keep her from finding out about whatever he might be doing out in the street. That's why he want her to stay at home. It's not just that. It's also not wanting her to ever rise above him because he knows he's not as smart as her. To me, Marceau spends so much time trying to assert his dominance over Tisha all the time. It makes me know you don't feel as smart as you think Tisha actually is. And so you have to play these mind games with Tisha so Tisha never grows beyond you. Because if you weren't beating her down and you were actually being supportive and not making everything about your fucking self all the time and framing the things she does for herself as selfish, but the things you do for you as the family, you like to frame those things in a certain capacity so that she feels guilt and shame about anything she wants to do for herself. That keeps her from doing it. That keeps her from feeling powerful in doing it. And so that means she's never going to finish it. She's never going to fully accomplish it because you're always there to add a little bit of shade, to make her feel a little shame, to make her feel a little guilt until she says, well, okay, well, never mind then. That's what he's doing. Marceau says that, you don't get to be a stay-at-home mom boss. Kimmy doesn't know, I also don't know which one you want to do because it seemed as if you were happier when you were a stay-at-home mom. I'm like, when? When has she only been home since she got on this fucking show? When has she only been home and doing nothing else since she got on this show? I don't know what the fuck everybody's talking about, but I feel like y'all are saying that she was less stressed when she was a stay-at-home mom. What y'all mean is she was less stressed before the public started mirroring her relationship back to her and making her feel bad about her life choices. Because when you're isolated and you don't know that you're being treated like shit because that's what you're used to, it makes it easier to keep dealing with it when you don't know any better. But when the world tells you, hey girl, you deserve better. Hey girl, that's not right. Hey girl, he actually should be supporting you. Hey girl, you actually should be able to be a at-home boss mom if that's what the fuck you want to do. Because she doesn't have anybody to tell her she can do these things and support her in doing it, it makes it harder for her to go through with it. To me, I don't know why Kimmy and Destiny decided this was a moment for them to go along with the stupid shit these men was saying. But it is just, girl. Marceau says women say stuff like that all the time, but men give up their time. Who are you talking to? When women say that they lose themselves in marriages, it is because we live in a systemic patriarchal system. And when I say systemic, it means it's happening on all levels. It's happening in education, in the household when you're a kid. It's happening when you're a teenager and you're being judged by what you do in relationships with boys, but boys are not being judged by what they do with you. You're being judged in how you dress. They're not really being judged in how they dress as long as they don't look like a thug because they're black, so they can't look like a thug. As a girl, you're trying to figure out how to go to school and get your life together, but then also get a husband, because if you don't have a husband, then you ain't shit. Then if you have a husband, if you don't have kids, then you a little ain't shit. So you're trying to accomplish all of these different things as a black woman in a society that is telling you you need to be beneath a man. Your job is to acquire all of these things so that you can be of help to a man. That's stupid. I'm sorry for everybody that believes that God was telling y'all to be a helpmate and all of that, girl. It ain't enough niggas out here in healthy marriages supporting and loving on their wives for y'all to be talking that shit to me in 2026. It ain't enough. It is not enough. And at the end of the day, women lose themselves because they live in a system that tells them that their lives are supposed to be secondary to the man and the children. So for this man who's asking this woman to, basically he's asking her to do what he's saying that is not that big of a deal because he's giving up his time. And I'm like, where are you giving up your time to? Are you talking about the business that you own? The fact that any of these women allow men to guilt them with the men working and having jobs is ridiculous. You were going to have a job. You were going to have to work and take care of yourself, whether you had a family or not, nigga. So please stop acting like you're making some big sacrifice by owning a business and making yourself seem like a community leader while probably half the time not even finishing any of the shit you was supposed to finish. I mean, it's really ridiculous when you think about it. She's already subjugating herself. He wants her to do it even more. Disappear. Just be quiet, Tisha. Just be what I need you to be, Tisha. Don't think about what you want. Swallow your pride. Swallow your dreams. Swallow everything that you want. Swallow that deep breath that you got to take. But please continue to lose yourself and sacrifice yourself for me as I mistreat you. Please, like, what are you doing? I mean, I'm trying to build you a 15,000 square foot house that I probably won't finish until all of our children are out of the house and we don't need a house that fucking big. Then the producers of this reunion show decided they wanted to play sad music and zoom in on Marceau's face like we as the public were in like agreement that this is a sad moment for Marceau. Get the fuck out my face. Get the fuck out my face. I'm sorry. Who's in my comments talking shit to me? Sergio Mateo, please get your little dick out of my comments. Like, you see there are men in the comments talking about my man need to smack me. I'm not going to say what I wanted to say about what a man need to do to you. Anyway, but you see how upset they get when I point out how ridiculous all of this stupid shit is? Because to me, it shouldn't be this hard. That lady should be able to do whatever the fuck she wants to do in her career as long as them kids getting taken care of. What are we even talking about? Carlos asked Martell for advice, which also felt like Carlos has a tendency to act like, I'm gonna tell y'all what Carlos act like. Carlos act like your really good girlfriend that is fucking your husband behind your back and you think she your real friend. So when you go to her and ask her for advice on your marriage, she gives you advice that makes you feel bad about yourself and tells you to just center your man. And she knows that no matter what you do, he's not going to stop fucking her. So giving you that advice is low-key a way to make herself feel better in a situation where she's, basically being a Judas-ass bitch. That's what Carlos reminds me of. Carlos reminds me of the person that fucks your husband and don't tell you nothing about it, but be giving you advice and shit. That's what Carlos reminds me of. I'm sorry, y'all. He always reminds me of a side bitch. I don't know why Carlos has the spirit of a side bitch. I know he got a man now, so I don't know. Well, at least I heard he had a man now. At least I thought I heard he had a man now. But you really act like you have the mindset of a side piece that wants to make sure that they're always validating the man so that they can keep their side piece position. Because, like, why are we asking Martell? You know these two people don't get along, and the fact that you're even asking Martell for his advice in this moment seems counterintuitive, somewhat abusive a little bit, especially when you think about how violent Martell has been towards Tisha. Remember when Destiny had to put her body in between the two of them, and how Martell is screaming that Tisha's a hoe and fucked his homeboy in college and all of that shit? All of that violent ass shit that Martell did to Tisha? You really feel like, because that is violence to me. The slut shaming, the screaming and hollering in women's faces, somebody having to back you up because you doing all of this. Then your husband sitting behind you and making you stay there to listen to all of the fucked up things this man is saying because he cares more about pretending to be unbothered by Martell than he does protecting your energy, your psyche, your emotions. A man that actually loves and cares about his wife would never have allowed for that shit to go on like that. I don't think any of these men love their wives enough for the sacrifices that their wives make. Not even Chris Fletcher. Because I'm still not over you letting Martell scream in Nell's face for the umpteenth motherfucking time. I don't care how much they act like brothers and sisters. Y'all need to recognize when men are doing things that are completely out of pocket, and at least as a man, put your body in between your wife and this man that's screaming and hollering and acting all volatile and shit. But no, y'all act like a bunch of bitches. And Destiny has to do all of the heavy lifting. Y'all work on my nerves. Cause I mean, if you're gonna be a misogynistic man, can y'all at least do the protecting thing? And y'all don't do that. Marceau has not protected Tisha. There have been so many times where Martell was going at Tisha and it felt like Marceau was just sitting there. My God, on today. Oh, y'all, I cannot wait for September. Y'all know we going to Mauritius with Reset by Design Wellness, right? It's an all-black women's retreat, 10 days in East Africa. You can relax, relate, release, okay? Talk to somebody about what you may be going through. Girl, sometimes you need a vacation so you can leave a fuck-ass nigga that's trying to subjugate you in 2026. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just need that, girl. The link is down below in the description box if y'all trying to come with us to Mauritius in September, okay? Because sometimes you need to get away from these niggas. Ugh, my God, on today. So, Carlos says that Marceau is providing. So Tisha, I'm sorry, it was Martell. Martell said that Marceau is providing and Tisha should gracefully do what he tells her to do. I love hearing that advice from abusive niggas that don't know how to keep their dick in their pants. I love that. Because that's what I want advice on my marriage from. A nigga that cheated on his wife and had a baby on her and still has not wifed the side chick that he said was better because she was sucking more dick. Wow. Tisha says that she's trying to find herself and it's not directly trying to hurt Marceau. It is direct, Tisha. It is direct because he's the leader of your household. And whatever he tells you to do, you should do it. And if you don't do it, then you're being disobedient to your husband. And if you're being disobedient to your husband, then you're hurting him and you're being disrespectful. And you've got to stop doing that. Do you see how they're framing it? Not Tisha needs to be allowed to explore and do whatever the fuck she needs to do with your support. Not that, right? You just, I'm blowing a house into a mountain. That's not good enough for you, Tisha. You haven't built the house yet. So no, it's not good enough, nigga. You haven't finished the office. So no, it's not good enough, nigga. The house is still uncomfortable. So no, it's not good enough, nigga. No, you haven't actually finished or done any of the shit that you're using as a way to shut me up. So no. Actually finish it, actually accomplish it, and then maybe you can get the appreciation for it. Why the fuck am I appreciating you for some shit you haven't done yet? Can somebody tell me? Talking about he just need to be appreciated. Shut the fuck up. That nigga don't need to be appreciated. He needs to be verbally abused. That's what he need to be. Girl, he need to be told that his thighs is too thick, that his hips is too big for this type of attitude, that his gums give his teeth not real, and he don't need to be talking to nobody like, you know, from them dentures that's about to fly out of his mouth like he Dame Dash or some shit. The fuck? The house ain't big enough for you to be talking to Tisha like that. The house ain't comfortable enough for y'all to be telling Tisha to lose herself in a marriage. The only time a bitch supposed to be losing herself in some shit is when she has everything she need. You ain't providing that. So why should she be losing herself? That's crazy. And why don't y'all ask men to lose themselves in the love of their wife? I ain't never seen you lose yourself in the love of Tisha, nigga. I ain't never seen you actually pour it on with Tisha and shower her with love and affection and gifts and shit. I ain't never seen you do that. I don't know why that girl's supposed to be giving up her whole fucking life for a nigga that can't even give her a comfortable house. That's crazy. 3 kids later, and the bitch still uncomfortable in her house, and you acting like you did something. You haven't done shit. Carlos says, be his partner so he can build the life he's trying to build for you and your kids. She's living the dream she wanted in a small house. So don't, have ambition. You know what I'm saying? And don't, let selfishness trick you out of your spot. That is what a lot of this is about. A lot of y'all think that when women like me talk, we're trying to trick you out of a spot in a little ass house with a mean ass husband with thick ass hips. You want to talk about Tisha? Y'all don't know what Tisha want to do because she don't finish nothing. Her nigga ain't finished a thing he promised her yet. She ain't got an office or a house. The nigga could barely tell her he love her on TV. Sitting up there talking about you should lose yourself in that. Shut the fuck up, Martell. Crying every night because that lady don't want you no more. Over there acting a goddamn fool. I do want to know if Melody actually changed her name, though. I do want to know. I also want to know what happened at court on Friday, Mel. I do want to know. I see you posting, videos and pictures and shit of the kids. And I'm like, what the fuck this mean? What does this mean? Because Martell said you lied and they dismissed everything. I don't be believing him like that. So I need confirmation on what the fuck is going on over there. Then we get to the Fletchers. Because I'm tired of talking about, because at the end of the day, Tisha, you don't love yourself enough for the amount of going in that I've been doing. But I just don't like the fact that your husband and all of the people on that stage think that dumbass shit they be talking is smart and that they really got over on somebody. Y'all didn't get over on no motherfucking body with that dumbass shit, that old elementary ass mindset y'all got up there talking about he making all of these sacrifices. He sacrificed his time. No, you didn't. What are you talking about? You was going to work a job anyway. How the fuck you was going to feed yourself as a grown-ass man if you ain't have no job? Your job is not a dedication to your wife, especially when she's still not comfortable. She could have worked a job and y'all would have been able to afford a better house than you got her living in. But you would rather her be like fucking Florida from Good Times, scratching and surviving just so you could stay at home with some fucking teenagers that don't need you to be at home. So your man could be out there getting 10 cents an hour and he could feel like he a big man because my wife is at home. Even though in real life, black women had to work and there was ordinances put into play, laws that said black women had to work. But y'all come up with all of this bullshit about trad wife and traditional wives and all this bullshit y'all let them niggas sell to y'all so that they can take y'all rights away. You ain't taking my motherfucking rights, not without me fighting for it. And to me, every time we have these, because y'all don't recognize these TV shows, y'all, this is the same thing that's going on right now in the political world. Them white girls, Training Point USA ain't got no motherfucking husbands, but they up there on mics. Bitches up there on mics talking about, yeah, I will absolutely give away all the other women's right to vote as long as I get a husband. Yes. I would love for all of the other women to lose their right to vote as long as I get to be enslaved by the man of my choosing. It's the same thing going on over here. Lose yourself in a marriage to a nigga that's got you in an uncomfortable house questioning whether he cheating on you every fucking year. Girl, I wish the fuck I would sacrifice myself to be that unhappy. That's crazy. I love Marceau. I love Marcel. I love him so much. I love our life, but I hate my house. And I hate that I don't have an office. And I hate that he never answers my questions straight out. You are not happy, but you lie about it. So do your thing. It's very much propaganda. Very much propaganda. And y'all wonder how it switched so hard on black people. Like, you know, when you think about it, black people with this conservatism to the point that you give up rights so that you can be conservative. Yeah, it comes from that traditional wife shit kind of squeezing over from the white side onto the black side. Y'all think being a trad wife is great. Child, get the fuck out of here. No goddamn stay-at-home wife. Your ass on microphones talking and shit. Working jobs on reality shows, doing a whole bunch of women have rights type shit. Talking about you don't want for women to have rights. I want all y'all to shut the fuck up. We know Mel not in jail. I want to know what happened at the courthouse with, because this is not about Mel going to jail. This is about whatever they had going on with the custody situation. They had to go to court for a custody situation with Martell. And I want to know what happened with that. Because he posted and said she was lying and they rescinded whatever it was that gave her primary custody, but then she was posting with the kids. I don't know if she was always able to do that, because I remember at one point she couldn't really post her children. So I don't know what's going on. Let's get to the Fletchers. Lance joins the crew, and Chris' license is still revoked. Nell would like for her family to be more responsible. She always shows up for her sons and for her family, but they don't do the same for her. She was specifically talking about Lance. I feel like, you know, women like you don't understand that you have to stop doing shit for people. That's the only way, is if you detach. You have to detach. You have to let them make their own mistakes. You have to let them fall. You can't be bailing them out. And, you know, I know it makes y'all feel like y'all are not good parents if y'all aren't willing to bail y'all children out of every mistake that they make, but it actually makes you a bad parent to always come to their rescue. They never learn how to be responsible when they know your ass is always going to be there to be responsible for them. You have to stop. What else? Lance waited to tell everybody about the baby because he was waiting on a paternity test. Also, you know, he's a grimy ass nigga. Lance is grimy. He was serious about Destiny, but she didn't know he was not serious about Destiny. That's what you tell a woman when you want her to feel bad because, you know, you want her to feel like she missed out on something. Because what you were doing wasn't good enough to pull her completely. So now that it's no longer a thing, you want to turn around and act like, you know, I don't like her like that anymore. I was serious, you know, I was serious about her, but, you know, she didn't know that. Like, get the fuck out of here. You had a whole bitch pregnant. You can't be serious about Destiny with a whole bitch pregnant. The fuck is you talking about? Just up here bullshitting. Destiny says that she doesn't know if she had known, you know, that he was serious about her, if anything would have turned out differently. Because you are who you are. And then they continue to ask Destiny and Lance if they had sex. And then Carlos was like, well, I mean, were y'all intimate? And then like jumping up and down, I guess, when it was insinuated that Lance might have ate the box, but they didn't have sex. I don't know. Carlos says he wanted Destiny and Lance to be together. Of course you did. Because you always want a woman to be in a subpar relationship with a man you find attractive. I don't know why. But like the way he be wanting women to be in relationships with niggas that don't really like them is insane. The judge dismissed the case because it's not in his jurisdiction. Child, that sounds stupid. Miss Nell seems to be conflicted. On the one hand, she complains about being overwhelmed. On the other hand, she quickly intervenes in their business. That's because she is a controlling mother that you know, once you've been self-sacrificing for so long and they make that a part of your womanhood, right? You're not a good mom if you're not saving your kids from shit. You're not a good mom if you're not overwhelmed and overworked. Yeah, most of these women have to make decisions for themselves to stop allowing people to use them the way they do. Tisha has to make a decision to do whatever the fuck she wants to do and stop letting Marceau and his guilt trips and anything anybody else got to say like influence her. Carlos talking about what the world tells you. Yeah, because the world is telling you to do what you want to do. And Carlos wants you to not listen to the world telling you to leave that man and do whatever the fuck you want to do with your life. Yeah, he don't want you to listen to us. He wants you to listen to him in a room full of people that want you to lose yourself in a marriage in a small ass house. Okay. You should do whatever them people tell you to do because that's what you're going to do anyway. All of these people have to make decisions for themselves. Carlos is Judas. Absolutely. But that's why you can't trust pick-me's. You can't trust people that care more about their solidarity with men, care more about the validation of other men than what's right. And that's why we say you can't trust these pick-me's. That's why. Carlos loves to see women be punished by their partners. I had to. I was watching that reunion, listening to that shit. I said, I can't believe all of y'all sat on that stage and told that lady that it's good for her to lose herself in a fucking marriage. Talk about women always say that, and men don't ever listen. And men don't ever listen to anything that women have to say because the only thing they care about is their own fucking feelings. Marceau only cares about his own feelings. That's why he don't care nothing about you feeling like you need to find yourself. You are almost 50-something-year-old woman, Tisha. When you gonna make the decision for yourself that you don't need permission from that nigga to do anything? You don't need his permission. Just do it. Do whatever you want to do. In all honesty, you could have went and rented out a motherfucking cubicle somewhere and gotten the space that you needed. You didn't need to wait for your husband to do anything, but you wanted to wait. Let's see. Why was Lance there? We needed answers regarding Twan. Child, that's the one we really needed to understand. But I guess they didn't want to go that deep into it. They wanted to just throw us this little reunion show and be done with it. Because they really glazed over a lot of shit. A little house, a mean husband with big hips, I'm done. Listen, she need to be done. She need to be done. To me, the only reason that you would ever want to be married to a man is if that man act like he like you. If a nigga ever act like, being with you is too much. Everything I do, it's never enough. Get the fuck away from me then. Get the fuck away from me then. Go find another bitch. The way I would be telling that nigga to go find another bitch, the way I would be willing to let all of that shit be girl, dropped it. Left him with everything. I would have left him with the kids too. The oldest one is the one that's allergic to peanut butter, right? So you're not going to be able to kill him. Yeah. I would be cursing everybody out. That's why I'm not good for reality TV, because I don't play stupid games. Y'all would have been looking at me like K. Michelle, because I'd have burst into tears, cursed motherfuckers out, and then as soon as Drew started talking to me stupid, I'd have walked out scene. Y'all don't need me on reality TV, because y'all don't really want real people on reality TV. Y'all want people that perform. And I could do that too, but it would still be a little bit too real for everybody. Serious question. What does Tisha need an office for? For whatever the fuck she want an office for. For whatever she wants it for. She could want an office just so she could have some. Do y'all remember that episode of The Cosby Show where Claire just wanted a soundproof room where she can go and just be by herself and do whatever the fuck she wanted to do? Do y'all remember that? And do y'all know with Cliff Huxtable, not Bill Cosby, do you know what Cliff Huxtable did? He built his wife a fucking room that was soundproof so she can go in there and be unbothered. She even had a separate entrance. She was ordering pizza to that room. They was like, what's going on? This ain't for y'all. This for mom. Bring that to mom. To me, y'all don't put enough stock in what women have already done by choosing to marry and have children for you fuck ass niggas in the first place. She don't have to have nothing to do in it. She could want to be in that office just so she could watch TV without being bothered. That lady could want an office so she could roll around on the fucking ground on a carpet if she want to, like Claire Huxtable did in her room. Whatever she wanted for. She asked for it. He said he would give it to her, and he has yet to do it. And all I hear, and I'm not specifically talking about you, but whenever we talk about this, people are always trying to find reasons for why she don't need what she's asking for. And what I'm saying is it don't even motherfucking matter. She asked for it. You said you was going to give it to her. Do it. She don't need to have a whole bunch of reasons for why she wants something just because she wants it. That's how I feel. But y'all are not worried about women's comfortability. Y'all are not worried about just making women be happy and have whatever it is that they need or they want. Y'all are not, no, you want to use whatever she wants as a tool to control her. She don't realize how abusive Marceau is, and that's sad. How many rooms did Cliff and them have in that damn brownstone? All them kids. Then Cliff was occupying the basement. Y'all remember her little desk used to be right in front of the door, okay? Claire used to be doing all her little work with y'all running in and out the goddamn house for all of them years. And then finally in that, last season, she cut her hair short and asked for a goddamn room. You know why? Because women change. Women are not supposed to stay the same. If Letitia wants to go through several different cycles of shit, she has every right to do it. This is her life. It's her life. She don't have to have a reason for wanting an office. Bitch, I just want one. Don't you build shit? Build me an office, nigga. I don't understand. I don't understand. Girl, I do not understand. I don't have to have no reason. I want it. Are you gonna get it for me? Because if you're not gonna get it for me, I'm gonna get it for myself. I don't need to give you all of these motherfucking reasons. I don't have to convince you on why I need to have something that I would like. As a woman that then gave you 3 fucking children and then been staying in a small ass house all these years. That lady don't have to explain nothing to nobody if she don't want to. She chooses to, but she really shouldn't have to, in my opinion. Martell is still mad he's divorced. Absolutely. Why is somebody talking about TSA pre-checking my... What is going on? Shit, give Tisha a woman cave. Like... Everything living changes. People are allowed to change. People are allowed to want different things. Sitting up there talking about, oh, well, he said at the beginning, I don't give a fuck what he said 20 years ago when he was manipulating that girl into thinking he was something special to have when she was in college. How the fuck you meet a woman in college and want her not to work? That don't even make no goddamn sense. He wanted her to work when he didn't have shit. But now that he can pretend that he's doing something with this business, now you want her to go sit down somewhere and act like she not the college-educated woman that you married in the first goddamn place? Tisha is not a white woman. They don't go to college. They don't get student loans and stress their mama and them that ain't got shit out to get into college so that they can go and be in a house with a nigga for the rest of their life. That's not why black women get degrees. That's insane. You should have known from the beginning that Tisha wasn't going to be happy with just being your wife because you met her at college, nigga. The fuck? Oh, girl. Yes, it is absolutely slave mentality. The women are just, slaves. They don't know they slaves, but they look like slaves to me. You're docile. You're not saying how you really feel. You're coddling overly emotional, defensive, overgrown ass little boys that you call husbands, swallowing all your ego and your pride and your wants and your needs. Yeah, y'all acting like some fucking slaves in y'all marriages to these niggas on Love and Marriage Huntsville, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like what it represents. I don't like y'all nowhere. Look, I've been seeing what's going on in Afghanistan. No, y'all need to be checking all of that bullshit about women. A woman is a helpmate. Fuck all of that. A woman is an autonomous human being just like a fucking man. A woman comes into this world with dreams and thoughts and aspirations and a fucking personality just like any other nigga does. Her life should not be seen as something to be sacrificed for a man every time you turn around. I see what y'all done did to them women in Afghanistan. Them women in the 70s did not have to walk around in full hijab and burqa. But now they do, and they don't have no rights. They said the Afghani women can't even go to the goddamn park. Got my deodorant. I hate that. Afghani ladies can't even go to the goddamn park. Can't even leave the house by themselves. You gotta get all that residue off. Can't even go to the goddamn park by herself in Afghanistan because y'all didn't let these niggas think that they too fucking important to the program. I'm not down with it. And all of this shit that goes on Love and Marriage Huntsville, all of this conversation about women being in a place and men being the heads of households and all of that, that is just a diet version, a very small but still very similar version of how them men out there in Afghanistan is taking all them women rights away. I'm not playing with y'all. Anybody that's telling you to lose yourself for a fucking relationship is giving you terrible advice, and you need to get the fuck away from them. Destiny not your friend. Kimmy not your friend. Your husband ain't your friend. And Carlos ain't your fucking friend. Girl, I don't even think your mama is your friend. And it would probably be way too isolating. And I don't know if Tisha has the prestigious fortitude in order to go out on her own and build up her life without needing the validation of a whole bunch of other people. I don't know if she has the inner strength for that. I wish that she did. I wish that she did. As much as I don't like the lady, when I tell you I want the lady to stand up, I want the lady to see that she is way more attractive and out of this nigga's league, and so she should not be allowing him to shit on her like he do. Because y'all will not have us out here on the road to giving up all of our goddamn rights for this bullshit fairy tale shit. Y'all ain't seen a nigga that smart in your motherfucking life for you to be giving up your life to him like that. Niggas who you had to pass tests for. Niggas who was stupid in school. Niggas who ain't never did nothing without a woman somewhere helping them. And you got the goddamn gall to think you need to be giving up your life for their dreams. Niggas don't even have no real dreams. Copycatting off what they see other people do. You giving up real dreams that you got as a woman so that you could be somebody's motherfucking helpmate. Crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. Tisha knows exactly who Marceau is, but chooses to accept the humiliation for the sake to say I have a husband. That woman is dying inside. That's what it feels like. Every single time they zoomed in on her face and her eyes was somewhere else. I'm married because me and that nigga like each other. We don't play with each other like this. Y'all disrespectful to each other. We don't disrespect each other like this. Okay? People answer questions around here. Everybody know they loved. Okay? We gonna get a better house, and my house still look like it's bigger than hers. The fuck? Absolutely not. And honestly, if I had a husband and he was humiliating me, like that nigga humiliating her, I wouldn't have one no more. I've said years that all the women on Love and Marriage Huntsville married down. Too bad they don't seem to believe that themselves. They really don't. Girl, I'm going to get out of here in a second. But when Kimmy said that man was the best man that she knows, I said, then you must don't know no good men at all. If a man that coerces you into sex when you going through chemotherapy is the best man you know, I feel so bad for you, Kimmy, because you don't know no good men. And I know you meant that within the confines of a relationship, but your son is a better man than Maurice Scott. Your fucking son is a better man than Maurice Scott. The best man you know. You need to stop comparing him to your pa, because that's what you're doing. You think that nigga is a good man because he's not as alcoholic abusive like your daddy was, but he is an alcoholic. He may not be going upside nobody's head and screaming and hollering, but he's playing all of the mental gymnastic games with your ass. Your self-esteem ain't even the same no more. And I know your self-esteem is not the same anymore, Kimmy, because of the way you handled that situation with Destiny and Letitia. You knew exactly what the fuck Letitia was doing to Destiny. But instead, I just let her say whatever she wants to say to me because I love her. And when you love someone, you let them walk all over you and disrespect you and gaslight you. And you just be quiet about it and you just take it. That's what you've learned over the past 4 years being married to Maurice. Because it makes you sad. You know what I'm saying? Because, you read books and you know that this is like a systemic thing. You know that this is a patriarchal handbook, playbook. You know that this is delusion. You know that this is just ridiculous. And the way these women are willing to humiliate themselves and trigger the rest of us is insane. Kimmy want to talk about somebody motherfucking feeling triggered? Girl. Girl, you trigger the piss out of the audience every single time you talk in that muted tone and take a deep breath so that you don't say the truth to your husband so that he don't act like a fucking child in front of everybody and humiliate you further. I think she did move him into her house. I think she did, y'all. Yeah, she got, girl, everybody got daddy issues, no matter what they say. Okay? You got daddy issues or daddy and mommy issues or mommy issues. But everybody got issues from these fucked up ass parents. Speaking of which, and I'm about to get over here, but I know, have y'all seen that the plot continues to thicken down there to the TikTok with Mother Nisha and her daughter Naomi? Every time I open my TikTok, y'all, it's another goddamn video or live from Mother Nisha and her neighbors and all of this, you grooming my daughter. When I tell y'all, I am woe out from that situation. I don't know if y'all been seeing it, but it's all up and down my TikTok. And it is exhausting because I don't like the way they talk about children. I don't. I think y'all care too much about men. I do. She did remember Maurice was sleeping on the couch. Parents be messed up. Listen, let that shit go. Listen, LIG it. LIG it. I saw somebody ask me about The Polygamist. I finished it. It was so good. We'll probably talk about it with spoilers tomorrow for a BondyBlue show because I don't want to kill it right now. But yeah, The Polygamist was really good. I feel like I want to watch it again because I watched it in English the first time and now I want to watch it in Zulu because it kind of goes back and forth. They have like a broken English, and then they be clicking and shit, which I love. Like, I'd be like, oh my God, did they just click? I was like, all right, what that mean? I just like to hear it. I don't have Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, so priorities over popularity. I don't know what that means. Locking that refrigerator, F those men the hell up. She moved him in and placed his name on her house. Yikey dikes. I don't deal with witchcraft. Well, girl, what are you talking about? Who's talking about witchcraft? It's witchcraft. I'm about to go do some witchcraft. That's what I'm about to go do. I'm about to go write something down that I want to happen and light a candle. Okay, light some fucking incense. There's some witchcraft for you. Okay? Be blessed, hoes. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.